Sweet, light desserts are always a treat, especially on a hot day like today. Joining me now is culinary arts instructor Paula Moscato Biondino. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
This smells delightful already.
It sure does.
We're poaching pears. I don't even know where to begin. I guess start from the beginning.
Okay. Well, this is a really, as you said, it's a nice light dessert for the summertime. It's a little bit on the sweet side.
Okay.
And what I used for the poaching liquid is a Moscato sweet
Oh,
wine.
any relation to your last name?
Well, you know,
Paula.
I think it is. I imagine it is. I'm sure that my grandfather emigrated from the, Moscato region in southern Italy, so it's kind of near and dear to my heart.
Great.
So the way we start this is, and you can use probably 4 to 6 pears.
Okay. Now, what type of pears are we going for?
Bosch pears are a little bit too dense.
Okay.
So this is an Anjou pear, and I've got 4 here, but I think the poaching liquid would be able to hold 6.
Okay.
So what I did is I peeled the pear try to keep the stem intact.
All right.
And then what you do is on the bottom, you can use a melon baller, but actually what I did is I actually used a little knife just to cut out the little bottom stem. And then in terms of your poaching liquid, what you do is you add a full bottle of, I think it's 750 milliliter of the Moscato wine.
Okay.
Okay, you
and
can
that's the
taste.
sweet dessert wine we're talking
Yes,
about.
and you can taste a little if you like.
That's allowed.
I think a sauterne would be probably a little bit too sweet. So then what I have is, I think it's on the recipe, about 2½ cups of pear nectar.
Okay. Where do you find that? Is that readily available?
Pear nectar, it's along with, most of the time you can get your nectars at the on the Hispanic section.
Oh, okay, in the grocery
store. There's a cinnamon stick. Now you can also do this with a vanilla bean, where you scrape the bean
Sure.
and put the pod in, but it's prohibitively expensive, I think, and I use really good quality liquid vanilla, and I think it works just as well.
Okay.
And then the cinnamon stick, and you can use a tablespoon of honey. That actually really sweetens it. You could omit the honey. Anyway, so you have all that liquid, and you bring it to the boil.
Okay.
Turn it down, and put your pears in.
Now these are the pears that you just peeled.
Just peeled.
Okay.
Okay. And in order to get them to a kind of a soft, you don't want them too soft, but I think that's a nice consistency right there.
Okay.
Probably about 30 minutes. It depends on
You just keep them boiling.
Well, not on a full boil, on a kind of a simmer. Okay. Then what you do is remove the pears, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make what's called a slurry, because we want to thicken this up. The more you cook a liquid, the more it thickens. It reduces, but it intensifies in flavor.
Okay.
Okay.
And what are you making? A slurry?
Well, this is going to be a slurry. Okay, and it's
Slurry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it's how Asian food is thickened, and it's a little bit of water with cornstarch.
Okay.
All right, so what we're going to do is add our slurry to our poaching liquid. Going to mix it up, and what we're going to do is we're going to cook this just for a minute or so.
Is this going to be some sort of sauce you're putting over the pears?
Yes, this is the sauce. And this is actually going to take a little of the sweetness out, which is good.
Okay.
And then what I like to do, we're going to let this thicken. When you use a slurry, as different from like a roux, the more you cook it, the thicker it becomes. With a slurry or with cornstarch, once it becomes thick, it's thick.
Okay. Here we have about a minute left.
Okay. And what we're going to do is add
A little bit of butter.
a little bit
like
of
a
butter.
tablespoon. Okay.
About a tablespoon of butter. And mix this up. And then in order to serve, I just want to mix this up.
I see this lovely gorgonzola. I feel like it's going to be a fantastic combination.
Oh, well, it is a nice combination because it's actually a gorgonzola dolce, so there's a little bit of sweetness in here, but not too crazy. All right, so what we're going to do is, to serve, we're going to put a little of our poaching liquid. That's why I said, it makes quite a bit of poaching liquid.
Okay.
And our pear. Let's put a nice one on here.
What a lovely little dessert here.
Well, it is, and it's very easy to make.
All right. And then at the end of the show, we're going to dig in and try this.
Oh, beautiful.
But it looks great. Paula, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure.
We'll have the recipe on our website, WTNH.com.